What if someone told you that a natural substance with uncommon power for male performance may have been quietly resting inside your kitchen cabinet all this time, unnoticed and underestimated? And what if you learned that the exact way you place it in your mouth, allowing it to rest upon your tongue before swallowing, can influence how swiftly and effectively it begins to act inside the body? I am Dr. Jennifer from Man Health 360. Today, I will guide you through knowledge that ancient civilizations treated with respect thousands of years ago, yet modern medical thinking often overlooks. We will explore the genuine science behind honey, understand why it supports male vascular function so strongly, and learn the precise method that may help when healthy blood flow matters the most. At the very beginning, I want to speak plainly. This discussion is not a promise of sudden miracles or instant transformation. However, the research supporting this practice carries weight, and many men have reported noticeable improvements in their readiness and responsiveness after using this method regularly. If you have been seeking a natural approach that holds scientific foundation instead of empty promises, remain with me. You may find exactly what you have been trying to discover. Let us begin with the question of why honey stands apart from many other natural substances regarding male function. Honey should never be dismissed as ordinary sugar. That misunderstanding causes many people to overlook its true value. Honey does contain natural sugars such as fructose and glucose, but reducing honey to simple sweetness is like mistaking a single note for an entire musical composition. What makes honey extraordinary lies in its complexity. Raw honey, in its pure state, contains more than 200 bioactive compounds that work together. These include amino acids, enzymes, organic acids, minerals, vitamins, flavonoids, and an extensive variety of polyphenols. The specific mixture of these elements changes depending on the flowers visited by the bees, which explains why different types of honey may show different strengths and effects. Here is what connects honey deeply with male vascular health. Its influence on nitric oxide is extremely significant. Nitric oxide is the key signal that tells blood vessels to relax and expand so that blood can reach the required areas. Without sufficient nitric oxide, the body struggles to respond properly even when desire and stimulation are present. Research has revealed that certain compounds inside honey, especially flavonoids and phenolic acids, can support the production of nitric oxide while also preventing it from breaking down too soon. This two-sided action, increasing production and protecting the lifespan of nitric oxide, gives honey special importance. Honey also helps another critical process. It reduces oxidative stress within the walls of blood vessels. When oxidative stress becomes high, the endothelial cells lining the vessels begin to lose function, a situation known as endothelial dysfunction. When this occurs, the vessels are no longer able to dilate effectively, which directly interferes with male performance. By lowering oxidative stress and strengthening nitric oxide pathways at the same time, honey approaches the problem from several directions. That is why it often shows more promise than single compound solutions. Now let us turn to something many people overlook, the method of consumption. Why would placing honey directly on your tongue and allowing it to absorb before swallowing provide better effects than simply mixing it with food? The tissues inside the mouth, especially beneath the tongue and across the inner cheeks, are highly efficient at absorption. This process is known as sublingual and buccal absorption. Certain medications rely on this pathway because it allows them to enter the bloodstream directly without passing through digestion first. When honey is consumed with food, it travels through the stomach, becomes mixed with digestive acids, passes through the intestines, and then must be processed by the liver before it circulates throughout the body. This journey may take half an hour or even several hours, and many beneficial compounds can weaken during that process. If honey is allowed to coat your tongue and oral tissues before swallowing, the absorption begins immediately. The natural sugars increase the permeability of the oral mucosa and help open a direct pathway for beneficial compounds to move directly into the bloodstream. The swallowed portion still offers benefit, yet the initial stage provides a faster route that may be especially useful when more immediate support is required. The technique itself is straightforward. Take 1 teaspoon of raw and unprocessed honey and place it on your tongue. Do not rush to swallow. Instead, let it spread gently through your mouth. Press it lightly against the roof of your mouth and allow it to rest beneath your tongue for 30 to 60 seconds before swallowing what remains. Many men choose to follow this method 30 to 45 minutes before they need the benefits, so the absorbed compounds can begin acting while the swallowed portion travels through digestion. However, the quality of honey affects everything. What appears clear and golden in a plastic bottle from an ordinary store shelf may have already lost much of its natural power. Most commercially processed honey is heated and filtered to improve appearance and shelf life, but those steps destroy many valuable compounds. Raw honey is different because it has not been heated beyond natural hive temperatures. That temperature protection preserves sensitive enzymes and important elements. Unfiltered honey often contains traces of pollen and other hive substances that may add further benefits. The origin of the honey matters as well. Different nectar sources produce different chemical profiles, which means they create different effects. Several varieties have shown particular strength in supporting male vascular health. Buckwheat honey usually carries dark color, and that darkness signals high antioxidant richness. Manuka honey from New Zealand contains unique compounds, including methyl glyoxal, which supports antibacterial strength and cardiovascular health. Cedar honey from Yemen has been valued for centuries as a vitality tonic, and research has begun to confirm what earlier practices believed. Chestnut honey contains dense nutritional content, although it sometimes carries a slight bitterness. Forest honey, often gathered from tree secretions instead of flower nectar, can hold remarkable mineral content. If you can't access these types, local raw honey from a trusted source is a wise choice, especially when it comes from plants within your own environment. There are additional ways to increase effectiveness. Taking honey when your stomach is empty, or at least 2 hours after meals, often improves results. When digestion is already active, absorption may slow. Consistency is also important. Instead of 1 large serving occasionally, regular moderate amounts tend to create stronger results over time. Some men use 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening to maintain steady support. Another way to boost effectiveness is pairing it with certain substances. Raw cocoa is rich in flavonols that assist blood vessel function and may act in harmony with honey when combined. Fresh ginger grated into honey creates a mixture many men find particularly effective for circulation. True Ceylon cinnamon, not the common cassia variety, supports blood sugar balance and vascular health, adding another important layer. Some practitioners use a small amount of black seed oil, also known as Nigella sativa, which shows promise for hormonal and vascular function. Concerns about blood sugar often appear first, so let us address them directly. Honey does contain natural sugars, and those sugars will enter your bloodstream. However, research shows that honey does not behave like refined sweeteners. The glycemic index varies by type, but usually remains moderate. The presence of flavonoids and other compounds may help support insulin sensitivity rather than causing harsh spikes followed by sudden drops. For most healthy men, 1 to 2 tablespoons per day is unlikely to create difficulty. If you have diabetes or insulin resistance, you should discuss any dietary change with your healthcare provider. The situation must be considered individually. What happens when honey is used regularly over time is even more meaningful. Studies show that honey may support healthy cholesterol ratios and cardiovascular function. Since heart health and male performance are closely connected, anything that protects circulation ultimately supports the entire body. Honey also contains anti-inflammatory compounds that can reduce chronic low-grade inflammation, which often harms hormonal balance and vascular tissue. Early animal research suggests that some types of honey may protect testosterone-producing cells from oxidative stress, which may help support healthy hormone levels. Honey includes minerals such as zinc, selenium, and boron. They appear in small amounts, yet they support the biochemical processes related to hormone regulation. The historical past confirms honey's deep connection to male vitality. In ancient Egypt, it was seen as a sacred gift and used specifically for vigor. Traditional Chinese medicine treated honey as a tonic for vital energy, connected with reproductive strength. Ayurvedic medicine considered honey to be a carrier substance that helped other ingredients reach deeper levels of the body. Islamic medical texts, including the writings of Ibn Sina, referenced honey for maintaining male capability. Greek and Roman physicians prescribed honey for numerous conditions, and it influenced customs surrounding marriage and fertility. When many cultures without contact reach similar conclusions, it often means they observed something real. Modern science is now catching up to what ancient practitioners believed. If you wish to adopt this practice, choose high-quality, raw, unfiltered honey from a reliable source. Begin with a small amount and observe how your body responds. Give the method time to work. Steady use over several weeks often brings more lasting benefit than irregular use. Pay attention not only to performance, but also general energy, mood, and vitality. These changes often signal that deeper biochemical support is beginning to build. Store raw honey in a cool location away from direct light. It does not refrigerate. If crystallization appears, that is usually a sign of quality, not spoilage. You can gently warm it in water to return it to liquid form. Gentlemen, placing raw honey on your tongue and allowing it to absorb before swallowing brings together ancient wisdom and modern understanding in a simple daily act. It is accessible, affordable, and genuinely supported by research and tradition. Honey tastes pleasant to the senses and may contribute to your vitality at the same time. That combination deserves respect. I am Dr. Jennifer from Man Health 360. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you strength and health in every season of life.